Papa Scott reads Beauty and the Beast, written in France in 1740 by Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villanueva. Beauty and the Beast. Once upon a time, in the French countryside, there lived a prince who was selfish and spoiled. One night an old beggar woman arrived at his castle. The prince was unkind to her, so as punishment she turned him into a terrible beast and placed a spell on the castle and all who lived there. The woman left behind an enchanted rose, explaining that the prince would need to learn to love and to be loved before the rose died. Otherwise, he would remain a beast forever. As the years passed, the prince fell into despair and lost all hope, thinking no one could ever love a beast. In a nearby village lived a beautiful girl named Belle. She loved to read books full of adventure. She read so much, in fact, that the other villagers thought she was peculiar. "I'm not sure I fit in here," Belle confided to her father one day. "There is no one I can really talk to." "What about Gaston?" her father suggested. "He is a handsome fellow." "He's handsome, all right," Belle agreed, and conceded. "Oh, Papa, he's not for me." One snowy day, Belle's father, Maurice, set off on a journey through the woods. Before long he was thrown from his horse and lost his way. Cold and wet, he searched for shelter. Maurice eventually came upon a gloomy-looking castle. When he hesitantly entered, he was surprised to hear, "Monsieur, you are welcome here." He was even more surprised when he realized that the welcome had come from a candelabra. Suddenly the beast appeared. "I'll give you a place to stay," he roared, and threw the old man in the dungeon. When their horse returned home without Maurice, Belle knew something was wrong. She set out to find him and finally discovered the castle, her father, and the beast. "Please let him out," begged Belle, offering herself in return for her father's freedom. So the beast agreed. "The castle is your home now," he growled, showing Belle to her room. Then he left her. Feeling sad and lonely, Belle slipped out of her room later that night. She happened upon a kitchen where she was greeted by Cogsworth the clock, Luminaire the candelabra, Mrs. Potts the teapot, and the rest of the enchanted servants. To make their guests feel welcome, they treated Belle to a dazzling show and a tasty feast. "Bravo!" Belle said to her new friends with a smile. "That was wonderful!" Although she still missed her father very much, Belle was finding the castle to be a fascinating place. The beast had told Belle she was free to roam the castle, except for the west wing. But Belle grew curious and decided to see what was in the forbidden place. Unable to resist exploring, she soon came across the enchanted rose. As she reached out to touch it, the beast suddenly appeared. "Get out!" he roared. Terrified, Belle fled with her horse into the snowy woods. She hadn't gone far when a pack of fierce wolves surrounded her. Just as they were about to attack, the beast appeared out of nowhere and fought with the wolves. Though he was able to scare the pack away, the beast was wounded during the fight. Belle managed to get the beast back to the castle, where she gently tended his wounds. The beast roared in pain. "I barely touched you," Belle said. Then she saw the hurt in his eyes. "Thank you for saving my life," she added softly. The beast grunted in reply, but her words had touched his heart. In the days that followed, the beast began to change. With encouragement from his enchanted servants, he tried to act more like a gentleman. One day he surprised Belle by sharing his vast library with her. "It's wonderful!" Belle exclaimed. "This is yours," the beast replied, happy that he had pleased her. Finally, one evening, he found the courage to invite Belle to the ballroom for a romantic evening of dining and dancing. As Belle descended the staircase in a shimmering gold gown, the beast realized that he was beginning to fall in love with her. Later, the beast led Belle out to the balcony. As Belle looked up at the stars, the beast asked, "Are you happy?" "Yes," she replied, "but I wish I could see my father again." The beast handed Belle a magic mirror. It showed her father lying in the snow. "He's sick!" cried Belle. "You must go to him," said the beast, giving Belle the mirror to remember him by. Although he knew the spell would never be broken if she left, he cared for her too much to make her unhappy. "Thank you for understanding," Belle said, and then she was gone. Belle soon found her father and returned home. When Gaston heard that Belle and Maurice were back, he led an angry crowd of villagers to their door. They'd had enough of Maurice's tales of the supposed beast. "But Papa's not crazy," said Belle, holding up the magic mirror to show them an image of the beast. Everyone gasped. "We won't be safe until he's dead," shouted Gaston. "No, the beast is kind," Belle insisted, but no one would listen. Gaston led a group through the woods to find the beast. The angry mob soon stormed the castle and began battling the beast's servants. Gaston found the beast in his chambers and shot him with an arrow. But the beast was so sad about Belle that he didn't even try to defend himself. Just then Belle appeared. Seeing her gave the beast the strength to fight off Gaston. During the fierce battle on the balcony, Gaston tumbled over the side of the castle. The gravely wounded beast fell to the floor. Belle ran and knelt beside him. "Please don't leave me. I love you," she cried, just as the last petal fell from the enchanted rose. With those words, a cloud of light surrounded the beast, and he turned into a handsome prince. "Belle, it's me," the prince said. He took Belle in his arms and kissed her. And as he did, the castle and the servants returned to their true forms. Love had broken the spell forever. Later, their friends watched with delight as Belle and the prince danced in the castle's ballroom. Belle gazed joyfully into her true love's eyes, knowing she had found the one she was meant to be with forever. The end.